Hey beautiful, welcome back to my tarot channel. If this is your first time here, I'm Roya. I'm an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. Now my dear, I hope you're having an amazing day and everything is going fine with you. If today's not the best day, I'm sending you tons and tons and tons of positive energy and I hope everything will be well soon. Now, guys, today I'm back with another pick a card reading, and today's pick a card reading is a very special one because it's gonna be a long one, okay? It's all about who will you marry, who's your future spouse. And there are some things I want to go through. For example, I want to know who your future spouse is, their personality, messages regarding their career, also your guys' relationship. And at the end, I'm also gonna do a candle wax reading to create a space in which any messages that are meant for you to know about your future spouse, about your connection, or anything important really can come through. So this is gonna be a 1 hour plus reading for every and each pal. So yeah, get cozy, get yourself something to drink or eat. It's fall season. Maybe someone likes to drink a pumpkin latte or a tea. It's just something very cozy, okay? So get ready. As always, my dear, I have 3 pals you can choose from, and I know the cards are pretty small, so let me zoom a little bit in so you can see them better. All right, so this is pal 1 with the Knight of Pentacles. This is pal 2 with the 2 of Swords, and this is pal 3 with the 9 of Wands. As always, my dear, please feel free to pause the video, or you can also meditate on the cards if you feel like you need a little bit more time to choose. You will find all the timestamps in the description box, but of course also in the comment section. And as always, my dear, please keep in mind that this is a general reading, so not everything may resonate with you. And also, I invite you on Instagram as well if you would like to connect with me more on there. But yeah, having said that, let's begin. Hey pal 1, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's start with your reading and let's see who will you marry, who's your future spouse, what do you need to know about them. So first of all, my dear, I would like to look into who they are, especially when it comes to their personality. So let's start with that. And yeah, then we will go through a checklist that I have. I also want to look into their career, your guys' relationship, and at the end, I'm going to look into the candle wax reading to get any more information which is meant for you to know. So let's start. First of all, let me use this oracle deck. Please don't mind the candle wax stains. They just, whatever I do, they're very, very strong. So let's see, for my beautiful pile 1, who will you marry, who's your future spouse? I haven't recorded a future spouse, like who will you marry reading in such a long time. I think like over a month or so, if I'm not wrong. Anyways, let's see. For my dear pal 1, who will you marry, who's your future spouse? Okay. So the first card we have is Child Nature. We got the Teacher archetype. I'm gonna get you guys 3. Okay, 1 card fell. Give me a moment. All right, and we have the Athlete archetype. Oh, let me also read what the cards say. So, Child Nature, friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. Teacher, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. And the athlete archetype says dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower, and strength of spirit. All right, my dear. Very interesting energies so far. So let's see what information can we get about who your future spouse is. The first thing I would like to say is that I really feel like your future spouse is someone who's very driven, and it really shows in like their biography. If you would ask them, like if they would talk about all the things they have experienced in the last few years, you will see that they are someone very active, someone who's very good at taking multiple projects at once. They don't feel lost doing so or pressured doing so. They are very good at that, like especially also multitasking and stuff like that. But I feel like this person can concentrate, focus on multiple things, and they will succeed in those, okay? Like sometimes, of course, it depends on what kind of person you are, and everything is fine, there is no right or wrong. We're all individuals, and that's good though. And when I look into your future spouse's energy, I really feel like your future spouse is the kind of person who likes to start multiple things at the same time, and they will not have problems doing so. It will not feel like overwhelming, or they may lose their goal, Absolutely not. This person is very driven, and also there is something about time management in here. I feel like they are very good at managing that, and they just know how to, I'm hearing, create a schedule in which everything will be done. Like it's almost like I can see this person waking up early in the morning, for example, doing their workout and then doing this and that. And it's kind of like they have an exact idea of how things are gonna go. So they're pretty structured as well. And this structured energy, this discipline that they also have, is the reason why they were able to create so much for themselves. I don't feel like this is the kind of person who gets easily distracted or is interested in other people's business, to be honest. Because it's kind of like they focus on themselves and they know where they want to go. And that's it. I don't know why I'm getting a scenario here, like a group of people, maybe it's their friends, but like some people, sitting together, and then someone starts like to gossip. Let me tell you, your future spouse is not gonna listen. Like, they don't care. They really don't. It's kind of like for them, it's a waste of energy to think too much about other people's lives, as long as they're not our loved ones, of course, right? That's something totally different. Of course, this person cares about their loved ones and their lives and stuff like that, but I'm talking here about the gossiping kind of energy. This is not who they are. They will not do that or connect with those kind of energies. With the athlete being here, I do feel like your future spouse could be someone who somehow keeps themselves fit. And I feel like it's something very individual because not everyone has the same physical goals, right? And I feel like when it comes to your future spouse, they may have a goal that they're trying to achieve, such as, let's just say, becoming more fit, or working on certain parts of their body to, I'm hearing, make it stronger. For some reason, I'm also getting some health energy coming through. So maybe this person is trying to support their health through some kind of activity that will be very good for their physical well-being. Yeah, very determined individual, very determined. Strong-willed as well. This person is definitely giving me the energy of someone who is pretty knowledgeable as well. I also heard great work-life balance. That's very random message, but yeah, that's something I'm getting here as well. And as I was saying, I feel like they are very knowledgeable, and this knowledge that they have gathered is from experience, but also from like gathering information, such as, let's say, reading books, doing certain maybe trainings and stuff like that. You know, this person likes to always gather more and more. I'm hearing there is never enough to learn, there is never enough to know. They love that. I also feel like your future spouse is someone who likes to challenge themselves, whether it's through some kind of like experiences they like to do, but they like to stay active, like not only when it comes to their physical body but also when it comes to their mental body. You know, they like to always bring input in and expand themselves. That's something I'm getting here. Expanding yourself. It wouldn't surprise me at all if this person has a lot of let's say degrees or certain skills that they have learned over the years because they love that. I feel like there is gonna be a lot of topics you can talk to your future spouse about or with, and you're gonna see that they're pretty knowledgeable about that. Like maybe you're just gonna just randomly bring something up, some kind of topic, but then you're gonna see, wow, this person, they know much more about it than I actually thought. Or they seem pretty knowledgeable when it comes to that field. This kind of energy, this could be something that you will experience with them. And you know what I find very interesting about your future spouse as well? They love sharing those things. It's not only that this person likes to, let's say, gather certain experiences or information, they also love to share it with others, especially when it comes to certain things they are passionate about. For example, if this person has gathered certain information about something they are interested in, very, very simple, okay, doesn't have to resonate, but just as an example, let's just say cars. Let's just say this person is very interested in cars and they have gathered a lot of information about, well, cars, maybe certain cars or how they're made and just a lot of different things. And you may ask them about something regarding cars and then you will see, wow, like they know a lot. They do. And I do get the energy of you being impressed as well. So this is not something that is gonna annoy you. Like them, for example, talking about something. I'm hearing maybe even for hours. It's not something that's gonna be too much, but actually, when I'm looking into your guys' energy and dynamic, it's something that you're gonna appreciate about them very, very much. So maybe they're knowledgeable about certain things that you as well are very much interested in or you like as well. Okay, what I heard was you're gonna tell them at one point, wow, you're so wise. So wisdom is also playing a role here. Yeah. So as I said, this is not someone who cares that much about like other people's like business and stuff. But when it comes to the people they care about, they're very, very invested. And this is something you're gonna see. Like when this person cares about someone, they care like deeply. And I don't know why I'm seeing here an interaction coming through, which you will witness, an interaction between them and their family members. A girl is coming through. It could be a sibling, maybe a nephew or a cousin, but I'm seeing a younger girl coming through, and you're gonna witness them interacting with that individual. And I'm hearing it's gonna warm your heart because you're gonna see that this person is definitely a family oriented person. There's no doubt about that. And you're gonna see how important those people are to them. And it's kind of like a contrast between, the examples I gave. You know, maybe in public, when you meet this person, you're gonna see that they are not really interested in other people. And when you see them with their family, you're gonna say, wow, like a switch. So different. As much as they don't care about gossip and other people's business, they care so, so much about their family and, their loved ones, basically. Let me see. This person definitely has a very gentle side to them, even if maybe from the outside they don't really look like that. Of course, as always, take it how it resonates. Maybe for some of you guys this is gonna be that case, but for others maybe not. But even if for those of you guys from the outside they may not really look like that, but they have a very soft spot. Yeah. They can be very gentle. I'm hearing very gentle even if they don't look like it. Also, this person, they could have an animal or maybe a pet, or maybe there is a pet in their family that they really care about. I know this is like so random, but that's something I'm getting. Could be maybe a pet of them, like their own pet, or maybe a pet of a sibling, maybe a parent. But this person is very good with children and with animals. This is all I'm getting so far. Okay. So let's get you guys more cards. Now I would like to get a little more information about this person's career or, finances and stuff like that, what we can get about this. Let me make a little more space for the tarot cards. All right. Okay. So let me start. For my beautiful pile one, your future spouse's career. Oh, one card fell. What can we get about their career and finances? Let's see. Ace of Swords. My goodness. We have the Three of Wands. We also got the Magician. The Temperance card. Okay. My goodness. Okay. So the Six of Cups. Let me put them a little more up there. Okay. Seven of Pentacles. The World card. Wow, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. Interesting. At the back of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles. Okay, so for my beautiful pile one, what else can we get about your future spouse, specifically in connection to their career, their job, and stuff like that? First of all, I would like to start with this. I really feel like your future spouse is someone who always knew what they wanted to do in life or when it comes to their career. You know, there are people who, I don't know, were like 10 years old and they knew what they wanted to become, or they had a very clear vision when it comes to what kind of field or areas they want to one day work in. This is the kind of energy with your future spouse as well. Whatever they're doing today, actually, since they were a child, they were very interested in it. Maybe they had certain passion or interests that they very early on were very invested in. And it is so interesting to see that they did what they always wanted to do. In comparison, for example, to people who maybe don't know early on what they want and then later discover it, which of course both is completely fine, we're all different. But when it comes to your future spouse, I feel like the first one is what they have experienced. They've always been pretty clear about what kind of career it is that they want, what they want to do, let's say, after their graduation. Someone, once again, who's pretty like planned through. Yeah. And it's interesting how I really feel like, for example, the things they wanted 10 years ago or where they wanted to be 10 years ago, that's exactly where they are in life right now, especially when we talk about their career and their job. So someone who has been very clear about what path it is that they want to go for. And yeah, I'm hearing they are on the right path. You know what I also find very interesting? This is someone who knows the power of like patience, and maybe at times they chose certain directions in life that other people wouldn't go for because maybe it would take some time to see results, or you would have to invest in a lot, and then with time you would start seeing, you know, the fruits of your labor. But this person didn't really care. They are not scared by a certain timeline or, you know, a certain time frame. So let me explain to you what I mean by that. This is just an example. This doesn't have to resonate, but let's just say when someone wants to become a doctor, right? I mean, there is a very long time that comes with it, like a lot of years you have to study, and then you have to do this and that. It's a lot of time that you have to invest to become that, right? It's a long journey. And for some people, maybe they just don't want to, you know, spend so many years studying and stuff like that. For others, they don't care. They have this goal. Maybe they're very passionate about it and they're going to go for it. And the second one is more so your future spouse. So for them, they don't care about how long something takes. What is important to them is the like end result. And I feel like your future spouse has very often spent a lot of time doing something, and maybe the results came later, but I'm hearing the results were worth it. And speaking of that, it doesn't matter whether your future spouse is someone who believes in that or not, but they have actually manifested a lot of things into their work life. And this is what I mean when I say they had a very clear vision when it comes to where they want to be and what they want to do. And they really took the right actions towards those goals, and they really believed in themselves. And I see them creating it. Yeah, a lot of things they have manifested. And they can be really, really proud of themselves because, they've put a lot of effort into it and they have succeeded in what it is that they wanted to do. And let me tell you, they're also very skilled, like very, very skilled in what they do. So this person didn't just want to do something, they wanted to be good at what they do or be one of the best in what they do. And this is what I'm seeing here coming through. This person really is good at what they perform. And their career is definitely a huge part of their life. There is no doubt about that. I feel like their career completes them in many different ways. It could be the case that this person sees a lot of purpose in what they do. So for them, it is not only about working, about paying the bills, and about going to a place that they have to go to. No, there is a lot of meaningfulness in it, purpose. And it does make sense because the way this person has manifested this, the way they have gone through the things they've gone through, they have invested so much into where they are right now. It has to be meaningful for them because otherwise, I don't think they would have done all the things. They could literally, for example, be in their dream job or have their dream career. That's the kind of energy that I'm receiving when it comes to your future spouse, Palwan. Yeah, definitely, as I was saying, work life balance, they're very good at it. So even if they have some kind of work which maybe they have to work a lot of hours in daily, or it can be a lot to look for, like responsibilities and stuff like that, they know how to balance it out. Maybe this person has certain hobbies that are the complete opposite of what they're doing in their work, and they can balance out those energies that way. So, for example, if their work is very practical and stuff like that, maybe they have a very creative hobby that allows them to also get this creative energy out and, do something when it comes to that area of their life as well. Okay, this is such a random message, but I feel like this person could believe in something like higher than them. Now, it doesn't have to resonate with someone, excuse me, it doesn't have to resonate with everyone, but for someone this message is coming through, it's kind of like they always believed in a like higher support that made them believe in themselves and have trust in themselves. So, for example, let's just say this person believes in God. They believe that throughout the long journey of, the process of gaining, for example, the education they needed or gaining the skills they needed, whatever it may be, they believe that they will go where they want to be. Like they really believed in their goals and they trust that life will support them during that journey as well. I hope I can explain it the best way possible. They believe that the divine is supporting them on this journey. Of course, all the action comes from them, but still they believe that, there is something supporting them, maybe bringing in certain opportunities. And let me tell you, this person is definitely the kind of person who will take the opportunities coming their way. Like, they will use them. They will not wait around and then maybe this opportunity will pass away. No, they will take it. And what I feel like is that now they are at a place when it comes to their career, even like when it comes to their finances, in which they are very satisfied with where they are. Definitely, this person is living very comfortable now. They are happy with where they are, they're happy with how they perform, and this is really what matters to them. This is what's important to them. And of course, in addition to that, they love what they do. And this allows them to give their all, or at least let me put it that way, because they love what they do, they can perform their best because they see purpose in it. I'm also hearing. Okay, it could be the case that maybe sometimes, for example, this person, like I talked about the fact that this person may do certain like physical things to keep themselves fit, or for certain like physical goals they may have. For some of you guys, it could be the case that maybe this person's job, like for example, maybe they sit a lot and it gets very tiring, or maybe their body sometimes hurts through all the sitting. And this is just an example. For some of you guys, it could even be the complete opposite. Maybe they stand a lot, but because of something they do regard like connected to their career, that may sometimes hurt their back a little bit, for example, or do something with their physical body, they may need this balance. And maybe this is also why it's so important to them to be active, to make sure that their body gets enough movement. If their work, for example, is more so sitting a lot. I hope I can explain it here the best way possible, but I feel like there is something this person tries to balance out when it comes to their career through activity or through movement. Let me get you guys some more oracle cards. All right. Oh, other way. Okay. So for my beautiful pile one, what do you need to know about your future spouse's career? Some more. Okay. All right. So the first card is be real, and the second one is push through any insecurity. So what I'm feeling here is, I feel like your future spouse has like really trained their skills or really worked their way up there. Maybe in the beginning, when they started off, a lot of people thought they didn't have what it takes, or maybe they didn't really believe in this person, but they have really pushed through, and I'm hearing they've proven everyone otherwise. So maybe there was a certain insecurity regarding a certain, I don't know, maybe part of their life, or Like, for example, let's just say maybe this person is the first one in their family to do something when it comes to their education or their career. And some people thought maybe they wouldn't make it for some reason, which is really mean. But yeah, this energy is coming through. But this person has shown that they are the one who's gonna determine how far they come or how far they can go, and not certain circumstances, or not the past, or not, what maybe their, I don't know, their parents have done in the past. They've shown that they will choose for themselves, and only that matters. Only how they perform matters. Only how much effort they put in matters. And yeah, they've shown that. Also, another thing I would like to say is that this person has a reputation of definitely being very good at what they do. And I feel like a lot of people reach out to them for whatever service it is that they are, sharing, because they know this person is someone who takes their work serious, and they once again perform at their best. So they could be pretty like demanded. Like, a lot of people want to work with them, for example. Is there anything else? Yeah, this is all I'm getting. Okay. All right, my dear. So let's now dive into your guys' relationship, and let's see what we can get about that. Okay, for my beautiful pile one, what can we get about the relationship that you will have with your future spouse? What do you need to know? Let's see. Relationship with your future spouse. Look at that. The first card we have is the Two of Cups. Okay, one card fell. We have the Star card. The Hermit. The Temperance card. Look at that. We got the Lovers. We also have the Ten of Swords. Page of Wands. Too many cards. Only one, please. Okay. And we got the Six of Pentacles here. All right. At the back of the deck, we have the King of Wands. So for my beautiful pile one, what do you need to know about your guys' relationship? Okay, there is a lot we need to talk about. First of all, my dear, I would like to start with this. There is so much love in your energy. It's incredible. This is definitely a person that you will fall in love with, and the foundation of your guys' relationship is love as well. This is not, or at least for the majority of you guys, I don't feel like this is like the way you guys are gonna start off For example, like first being friends, or first not really being interested in each other, and then seeing where it goes, and then the love will come through. No, I feel like for the majority, the love is gonna be there from the beginning. So you may fall in love with this person pretty soon. This could even be love at first sight. Of course, as always, take it how it resonates, because not everyone may believe in those concepts. But this is a message I'm receiving. So, yeah, I need to talk about it. So, for some of you guys, it can literally be love at first sight. I feel like from the beginning, you guys are gonna pretty emotionally connected or invested in each other. Also, the attraction, you guys, attraction from the beginning. I see this coming through so strongly. You guys are going to be very attracted towards each other. And there is a message coming through, and this message won't leave me alone like for weeks now. I feel like this message has come through like so often. But yeah, let me talk about it. I feel like for some of you guys, there could be something that your future spouse has that you guys may have tried to manifest. Maybe you try to manifest exactly this kind of relationship or certain traits that your future spouse embodies, but this is something I'm seeing here coming through as well. And especially because I try to focus here only on the relationship, I really feel like, yeah, I guess the best way to describe it is like with the star card. Something about this relationship is going to be like a wish fulfillment for you. And this relationship is going to allow you to, I'm hearing, cut cords or leave something behind from the past in connection to your past relationships or your love life. Of course, take it how it resonates. For some of you guys, maybe you've never been in a relationship. For others, maybe you already have. And for those of you guys who already have been in relationships, there could be something still that you're holding on to, or you haven't quite cut off. Maybe it's even something subconsciously. Maybe you're not even aware of it. But I see when it comes to this relationship, you will be able to let go of whatever it is that you may still be holding on to, maybe even energetically. Like, once again, could very well be subconscious energy here. Okay, this is a very interesting message. What I'm receiving is that for some of you guys, it could be the case that, wow, interesting, yeah. It could be the case that it's gonna take you a little bit of time to get used to this, because for some, maybe you have been single for a very long time, and getting into a relationship again, maybe it needs a certain amount of like um adjusting. And what I find very sweet is that your future spouse will give you the space. They will not pressure you into maybe taking this relationship to a certain level that you may not be comfortable in yet, or you may first need to digest. And I really feel like you're going to appreciate that. You're going to be grateful. I'm hearing you're going to be grateful for them understanding. Yeah, when it comes to this relationship, it's definitely all about going by your own speed. Give me a second. Okay. Another thing I'm seeing is that you're gonna have those kind of relationships which, mm, yeah, there's something very spontaneous about your relationship. maybe you guys are gonna like to do a lot of spontaneous things. Although, like when we talk about your future spouse's energy before, they didn't really give me a lot of spontaneous energy, to be honest. As I said, someone who really likes to plan things through. But this could be something that your relationship kind of makes you guys experience. That it's also great to be more spontaneous and to go with the flow, especially with your future spouse. If there's someone who is very like calculated, I feel like this is something that it's gonna be different for them, like a fresh new experience. And I do see both of you guys enjoying this very, very much. And what I find very interesting about your guys' relationship as well is that you guys beautifully embody the masculine and the feminine energy. I'm not talking here about gender, I'm just talking here about energies. And it's kind of like when you come together, you make it work out so beautifully. Yeah. It's a beautiful balance, you guys. It's a very matching energy as well. What I also would like to say is that something about this relationship is gonna be very giving. Maybe it's the way you guys treat each other. You could be very giving to the other, but it feels very abundant. And this is gonna be such a beautiful thing, also, especially for those of you guys who maybe are used to relationships in which maybe you are more so the one who gives and you haven't quite received as much. So it's gonna be so beautiful to see that, okay, I give, but I also receive back. Let me get you guys some oracle cards. What do you need to know about your guys' relationship? Let's see. Okay, yeah, you see? What did I just say? I told you guys, there is this message which won't leave me alone, and it's about someone manifesting this, or like maybe an aspect of this relationship. Maybe you're really trying to manifest a certain relationship into your life next, and this could be exactly what you're looking for, or maybe certain traits that your future spouse has. Very interesting. One more. All right. And the second card that we got is the boundaries card. Now, this is a very interesting card as well. Okay, this could be for someone out there, but I'm hearing that your future spouse is gonna help you with establishing certain boundaries. And I don't feel like this is love related. I feel like this is about your life, like your personal life, or like generally speaking. Maybe you have not had the. Oh, wait, give me a second. Okay, yeah. I feel like maybe for some of you guys, you didn't really put up boundaries very often in your life, and you've seen that sometimes maybe some people didn't really respect even your boundaries, or for some reason they didn't really take you serious when you were pointing out what was important to you, or some kind of boundary not being considered. And I really feel like your future spouse is somehow gonna help you, or encourage you, perhaps support you when it comes to Putting up boundaries which are non-negotiable and really making it clear so other people will take them serious, so other people will take you serious, or certain, like things which are important to you. I hope I can explain it the best way possible, but for me, this is really about your future spouse supporting you here. Supporting you with your boundaries, and especially as well with people respecting them. Yeah, this is what I'm getting. Okay, my dear. So now I would like to start with the candle wax reading. I first have to set everything. I also want to darken the room I can't talk. I also want to darken the room a little bit, so I'm gonna pause the video for a second and I will be right back. Hey pal one, welcome back. So my dear, let's start with your candle wax reading and let's see what extra messages do we have for you when it comes to your future spouse. I also took some moments to meditate a little bit because that's very important to me before a candle wax reading. But everything is ready, so let me get you your candle and let's start. What extra messages do we have for you when it comes to your future spouse? I really would like to create a space in which any message regarding any topic is welcomed. So let's see. As always, my dear, please give me a moment. Please give me a moment to tune into the energies in here for my beautiful pal one. What do you need to know? Any extra messages regarding, this energy, your future spouse and you, your relationship, anything which is meant for you to know. Okay, the first thing that I'm getting is that this relationship will challenge one of you guys. I'm not getting it who's gonna be, but one of you guys to let go of it's not perfection. What is it? Letting go of certain expectations, perhaps. Give me a moment. And maybe this is back. Okay, yeah, now I understand. It's almost like one of you guys is gonna be challenged with letting go of control. I think that's a better word. Now, what do I mean with that? As I said, I really feel like this connection, it's gonna be a lot of spontaneous energy in it. And this could very well be your future spouse because we already got the message that they are someone who's very organized and like planning things through, practical and stuff like that. And maybe this person likes to be in control, and that's why they like to plan so much. And this spontaneous energy that I've been talking about, that your relationship brings with it, could be something which is for this person very unknown or not usual. And yeah, it may in a way force them to let go of those controlling habits that they have. And maybe in the beginning, it could be a little bit uncomfortable or unusual. Maybe unusual is a better word here. It could be a little bit unusual for them, but what I'm seeing is that they will actually learn to love it because it allows them to be much more in the flow in comparison to always plan everything through. Because when we plan everything through, we may not allow a lot of space for, like, once again, spontaneous energy, or for like the universe to do its magic a little bit. And they're gonna learn that it's actually such a beautiful thing for us to also sometimes just allow things to unfold naturally, or just to allow things to go, with the flow, in comparison to always try to make things fit in something. And speaking of that, I feel like there is also more to it. For some of you guys, there's also this element of like leaving your comfort zone. It's either for one of you guys or maybe even for both of you guys, but you may have to leave your comfort zone somehow when it comes to this relationship. And I do feel like in the beginning it could feel very challenging or a little bit scary, but you're actually gonna see that when you leave your comfort zone, that's when life really begins. I'm hearing. Wow, that's a very interesting statement. I don't know, maybe one of you guys is gonna say that to the other. Of course, it depends on, once again, who's gonna be the one who's gonna come out of their comfort zone. But one of you guys may actually say that to the other, that life begins when you step out of your comfort zone. And there is also something with traveling in here. So maybe this comfort zone, stepping out of it message is connected to someone traveling or something like that. Okay, this is so random, but I literally see two people kissing right now. Why are the energies showing me these pictures? I mean, I'm not really getting a message out of it. It's just like I'm seeing it coming through. Why is that? Maybe it's something to do with your first kiss. Hey, maybe your first kiss will hold something very special. Maybe it will connect it. Maybe it will be connected to the travel thing I talked about. But regardless of that, I'm seeing, yeah, there is something about your first kiss. Okay, speaking of the comfort zone, I am getting a little more information about it. I feel like this person, okay, this is gonna be you. You are the one who will step out of your comfort zone. And your future spouse, as I said, they will help you with that. And for some reason, I'm getting that this will actually help you to step out of something which may feel like has trapped you, or it kind of feels like through that stepping out, you will feel much more free. Maybe your future spouse will show you a different part of how life can be, and it's gonna in a way free you. What is this about? This is very interesting. But even though maybe in the beginning it may feel a little bit uncomfortable, with time, you will actually understand that a huge part of life is leaving our comfort zones and allowing ourselves to be expanded, or like experience more, to go beyond our fears and certain limitations we think we have, which I'm hearing are in our mind. So, for someone, there is something very important that you will overcome, that your future spouse will definitely support you in. Another thing I'm hearing, for some of you guys, okay, this is such a random message, but for some of you guys, it could actually be the case that it's either you and your future spouse will work together, or if it's not that, you guys may actually create something with each other, which is still connected to the coins, though. Like, it's still connected to the money, it's still connected to the finances. What is this about? Can I get Can I get some information about what is this about? What will you guys create? It could be an idea, a family business. Okay, it's kind of like the energies are not really sharing a lot about it, but it was a message that I received, so maybe it is only for a specific person, but I feel like you and your future spouse, you have a lot of potential when it comes to creating stuff with each other. And it's very admiring. You guys can create or you guys can work with each other very, very well. Even like besides the relationship, you know. Also, if you guys would dive into other areas of life, you can work things out very well. Like you can work with each other very, very well. So, for example, if some of you guys may want to start a family business at one point, you and your future spouse, you will harmonize very beautifully there. There is something else I'm hearing. Okay, this could be a message for someone, but I am getting that if you and your future spouse you have some differences, those differences will not be as big as you think. Like, let me rephrase it. Those differences will not be as a big of an issue as you may think. What is this about? Well, let me give you guys an example. Let's just say, like, for example, someone watching this, they and their future spouse, they could have some kind of a distance going on. Maybe this is something that you think could be very, like, big and could possibly create problems. I'm hearing it's all about what we make out of things. Everything can be a problem, but how are you responding to it? What do you make out of it? And it's kind of like if you and your future spouse you have something that maybe could seem like an obstacle, you guys are actually gonna make it work out so beautiful. And in fact, there's gonna be a lot of positive things that you're gonna get out of it in return. So, for example, if someone watching, they are living far away from their future spouse, you will make it work no matter what. In addition to that, you will also gather positive things from this experience. For example, maybe someone is going to travel more often, or they're going to learn so much about a different culture, like something positive that you guys will get out of it. And once again, this is just an example. This doesn't have to resonate with you guys. You don't have to be in a long distance relationship, but this is just, it was a good example for me to explain this energy. It's kind of like if there is some kind of difference which could seem making things more difficult, actually you guys will get the best out of it. That's what I would say here. Yeah, this is actually all I have. I'm not receiving any more messages now. So, my beautiful pile one, this was a very long reading. My dear, thank you so, so much for allowing me to connect with your wonderful energy. As always, please feel free to let me know how you feel about this reading. And yeah, also, if you haven't, I invite you to subscribe to the channel And if you do, my dear, don't forget to hit the bell because otherwise you may not get notified when I upload a new book card or candle wax reading. And my dear, as always, if you would like to connect with me more on Instagram, I invite you there as well. My beautiful pal 1, take care, my dear. Hey pal 2, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see, who will you marry? Who's your future spouse? Now, my dear, first of all, I would like to start with your future spouse's personality. Then we're going to go into their career and everything we can get about their job and finances. And then we're also going to look into you guys' relationship. And after that, we will get you a candle wax reading in which any messages which are meant for you to know are welcomed. So as you can see, we have a lot to look forward to. So let's start straight away. So let's look into first who your future spouse is. For my beautiful pile 2, who will you marry? Who's your future spouse? What do you need to know about them, about their personality? Let's see. Okay, the first card we have is the engineer archetype, and it says, ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. Okay. The second card which turned over is the child divine. Okay. And it says, innocence, purity, and redemption suggests a special connection with the divine. And we have another one, and it's the student archetype. And it says, humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. All right, so my beautiful pile 2, what do you need to know about your future spouse and about their personality? So let me start with this. I really feel like, my dear, your future spouse is someone who's very open-minded. And this open-minded energy can express itself in a lot of different ways. For example, they are someone who is maybe very curious when it comes to different topics or different subjects. Furthermore, it could be the case that your future spouse is someone who is very curious about other people's cultures, very open-minded, not very quick to judge. I do feel like this is someone who has seen and experienced a lot. So maybe this is someone who's very well traveled, or they have already dived into different areas, and yeah, they just have kept this beautiful curiosity that, very often children have. And sometimes when we grow up, we may not have this anymore, because we get an adult, right? Like we become an adult, and we don't take certain traits with us, and sometimes there's this curiosity that a lot of adult people have lost in comparison to their childlike self. And I really feel like this person has done a wonderful job when it comes to remaining that. And what's very interesting? Because they've remained this wonderful quality, they are the kind of person who actually a lot of people find easy connecting to. Yeah, I feel like the first things you will experience when it comes to your future spouse is that they have a wonderful energy. Like, this could literally be one of the first things that you will kind of notice about them. that they are someone who carries themselves with such a beautiful energy, which is very radiant. This could be the kind of person who attracts a lot of attention or a lot of people feel naturally drawn towards. Maybe they can't even quite understand why. Maybe they ask themselves at times, like, why is it that I get so much attention? Like, I don't even want to be the center of attention, or why is it that so many people feel drawn towards me? I'm not like even trying. And what I find so interesting is that it is because of who they are and their energy. Like, they're not trying. This person is not trying being so. This is who they are. And this is really where genuine energy comes through, because of course some people can fake this beautiful energy, but with them it is real. This is also the kind of person who believes in the good in others. Yeah, as I said, definitely not someone who's quick to judge. They believe in other people's good nature, and they also believe in second chances. So if someone has done some kind of wrong towards them, of course they will not forget it, but I really feel like they will forgive and they will give the other person a second chance. However, even your future spouse, not someone who will just endlessly give chances, so the second chance should be taken seriously. Let me see. I talked about the fact that I feel like a lot of people get drawn towards them, especially children as well. They get very drawn towards this person. Another thing I would like to say when it comes to your future spouse is that your future spouse is someone who has a lot of creativity. It wouldn't surprise me at all if this person's career even would somehow be connected to. Hmm, yeah, if it would be connected to this person's career, because they have a lot of creative energy. It's kind of like this person is full of ideas and creativity that wants to come through, that wants to be expressed and seen and explored and shared. And it's beautiful to see that they perhaps can do that in their career even and make money out of it. If this person is someone who would share this creative energy with like people online, I feel like they could even get a lot of following because they are very good at what they do, and people see that and people appreciate it. What I also really, yeah, okay. Another thing I'm also receiving about your future spouse is that they may be the one who likes to take things slow. I am not receiving anything regarding the relationship yet. We will, in a few minutes, go towards the relationship part, but I feel like in general, this is someone who likes to think things through. This is someone who likes to take their time. They don't like to be rushed. They are full of energy, you guys. Your future spouse is full of energy. And I also feel like this person is someone who's like their mind works beautifully when it comes to finding solutions to certain problems. They're very naturally good at this. It wouldn't surprise me at all if maybe some people even reach out to them for, let's say, guidance or advice because they just have this natural talent. There is really no other way to phrase it. Like, they have a talent for finding solutions. I feel like because they don't allow their emotions to like overwhelm them, they go things through practical, logical, and they find the best way or the best outcome, you know? Of course it depends on what it is that, you know, for example, if someone reaches out to them, it depends on what the problem is, but they're very good at that. So I talked about this openness, right? They being very open-minded and stuff. And what I also find very beautiful about your future spouse is that they always see themselves as the student of life, you know, like no matter how much this person knows, no matter how much they've experienced, they will always be open to know more, to gather more information, learn more, and stuff like that. And it is beautiful. It is so beautiful because, like, this is someone who's not ignorant. This is someone who is very eager to learn, and they thrive doing so. Like, for example, I feel like if this person doesn't learn anything new in, let's say, like, let's just say there is a period, like, there is a month in which this person does not have the opportunity to really dive into certain subjects, it will really like make them feel sad because they need that. So they need that to be happy. They love to always seek more, to always seek more knowledge and stuff like that. And if for some of you guys you are a little bit similar, or you're also someone who likes to always learn more stuff and seek more, then this is definitely something that you guys can match in, you know? Like, it could be the case that both of you guys will even teach each other stuff, or, like, for example, this could be the kind of connection which you guys will lose yourselves in deep like conversations, and it's just so energizing. You know, sometimes when we interact with someone, we could feel so drained, and other times when we interact with someone, we feel so energized. It's the second one for you guys. You feel so energized. Like, you could talk for hours to them, and you would like and you would absolutely not feel tired doing so. And I don't know if you have ever had such a connection, but there is something so comfortable about this energy, about your future spouse. You're gonna feel so comfortable around them in the way that you can really open up. Like, even if there are certain topics that you never talked with someone before about, or maybe you felt like judged, or that people may take it wrongly, I really feel like your future spouse is going to have an open mind and they will not judge you, especially if something is very dear to you, but it could be a little bit difficult for you to talk about it. They will be very understanding and they will give you space for you to open up to this thing however it feels right to you. Yeah, a very considerate person, like someone who is very understanding and gives you your space. But definitely, you can dive into like any topic with this person. It doesn't matter what it is about, how out there it is. I feel like you guys are going to have a wonderful conversation and a really good time, even just talking with each other. This is very, very nice. So, this is all I'm getting for now, my dear. So, I would say let's keep going. Now, let's dive a little bit more into your future spouse's career and let's see what we can get about that. All right, so let me get you your tarot cards. For my beautiful pal 2, what do you need to know about your future spouse's career, about their job, finances, just anything which is meant for you to know when it comes to that field or that area, when it comes to that area of their life? All right, that's enough. Let's see. Okay. The first card we have is the Six of Swords. We got the Strength card. I'm not reading any reversals today. All right. A lot of cards. Too many. For my beautiful pile 2, what do you need to know about their career? We got the Wheel card. The King of Wands. Wow, the Chariot card. Okay. We got 2 cards here. We have the Two of Pentacles and we have the Ace of Pentacles. One more. Too many. Only one, please. Okay. And we have the Knight of Cups. At the back of the deck, we have the Eight of Swords. So for my beautiful pile 2, what do you need to know about your future spouse's career, finances, job, any message which is important for you to know? First of all, my dear, let me start with this. I really feel like your future spouse, there was a time in their career in which they were not very much satisfied or they were not very happy with where it was going. Maybe because they didn't get the outcome that they were hoping for. Maybe it wasn't the salary that they wanted. Or most importantly, there is this energy of feeling trapped. So this person could have felt trapped in their past when it comes to their career. And they made a very important decision. And this decision was a very courageous one because it was almost like they could have risked it all, okay? And what was very important is they had to have trust in themselves. That was the most important thing because they chose a different path and like they knew that if they do that, they have to go all the way. There is no returning, there is no looking back. And I really feel like your future spouse has made a decision that maybe even some people talked them a little bit out of, or people were, and I'm talking here about their loved ones, not haters or such, like really people who cared about them, who were just concerned maybe a little bit, and maybe they were concerned that this person is doing a wrong decision, but for them, they really took this leap of faith because they were just not happy with where they were, and they knew that in order to be somewhere better, they need to change something, because the same actions and the same decisions will not lead to a different outcome. And so they chose to do something very drastic. So it could be the case, for example, let me bring you guys some examples so you understand what I mean better. It could be the case that this person changed their career, you know, like I'm talking about these kind of important decisions. Now, this is something that happened in the past. Now, what do you need to know about today? So, what I'm seeing is that this decision was the right decision, okay? Like, it could have gone many ways, but fortunately, it went exactly how this person hoped it would be. But it didn't just come from nothing. This person worked so much, so long, so hard to be where they are right now. And I do feel like your future spouse has, especially also with the Chariot card is the card of the champions. I really feel like they've gained a certain like amount of success, and they're very, very happy about, or they're very happy of how far they've come. And for some of you guys, it could be the case that your future spouse's career is somehow connected to traveling as well. Maybe they have to travel for work, or if it's not that, still there is some travel connected here. Maybe they have to travel in the future somehow. But that's something I'm seeing here. And you know what's like the biggest difference in comparison to the past energy I talked about? Your future spouse, as I said, maybe in the past they felt a little bit trapped, definitely not satisfied, maybe even a little bit unsure about where their career was heading. And what they did was they listened to their heart, you know, like guiding them to let go of what doesn't serve them or what doesn't make them happy and go for what makes them, I'm hearing, more fulfilled. And of course, this comes with risk, you know, like not everyone who has risked like that has also succeeded. And I feel like also because of that, your future spouse is very grateful for where they are, because they know that it could have looked a little bit different. Now, as I was saying, this person has definitely listened to their heart, and now they are in a place in their career in which they have so much passion for what they do. This passion could have totally been like non-existent when it comes to the past energy career. And it's interesting how in this energy it's just so bright. It shows how far they've come, and I feel like this is what this person is most grateful for. Not necessarily the success, but more so the simple fact that they love what they do. Because maybe that's what they struggled with the most in the past, that they just didn't feel like what they were doing was making them happy. But now they're living, or they are expressing themselves in a career which I'm hearing makes total sense. That's very interesting. But of course, they're also grateful for, you know, the things they've achieved. I feel like, yeah, as I said, I feel like this person has a support system, like they have their loved ones, and maybe at the time their loved ones tried to talk them out of this, but not because they didn't want them to do that, but because they just didn't want them to lose everything, okay? So it really came from a place of love. What I'm seeing is that those loved ones have definitely helped this person, like the whole journey. Like they were there with them. And this person I'm hearing is also so grateful for the people who are around them and for the people who have helped them, because they know not everyone may have the support that they had, and they don't take it lightly. There is so much gratitude coming through, my dear. It is incredible, okay? There is so much gratitude coming through, and yeah, it is very, very beautiful. I really feel like this person knows how it feels like to have nothing, and at the same time, they know how it feels like to have everything, and they appreciate it. And yeah, they definitely have come a very long way. This is incredible. Also, another thing I would like to mention is that your okay, this could be connected to the future. For some reason, I'm getting some messages coming through when it comes to that. But I really feel like when it comes to maybe, the future plans and where their career is heading towards, there is at least one goal, one big goal that this person has in mind right now. For example, where they want to be in 5 years from now when it comes to their career. Maybe they're trying to go for a certain position, for, yeah, it's a position or it's an environment that they're trying to work towards. And one very encouraging message that I'm getting is that this person has what it takes to go there. What is important is that they believe in themselves, and definitely they believe in themselves. Let me tell you that. Let me get you guys some oracle cards as well. All right. For my beautiful pile 2, let's see. What else can we get about your future spouse's career? Okay, the first card we have is Unleash Your Kindest Self. Okay, I have 2 cards here. I have Clear Your Mind and Practice Gratitude. You guys, what was I saying the whole time? Gratitude. There is just the energy of gratitude is so strong. It doesn't surprise me at all that this card is coming through as well. All right, so my beautiful pile 2, what else can we get about your future spouse's career? First of all, with Unleash Your Kind Self, I don't know why, but the first word I heard was a good reputation. I feel like your future spouse has a very good reputation in their field, or, amongst their like colleagues or whatever it may be. But people may even look up to them, or people definitely at least respect them for what they have created or what they have, yeah, shared with others. I feel like this person also has great skills when it comes to communication. Like, if, for example, this person has to interact with clients, they're very, very good at that. They know how to go about it, they know how to give a good impression. And this is something which comes natural to them. Like, they're not forcing it, or they're not. Yeah, they're not forcing it, or they're not trying to fake it. They just are naturally good at this. I feel like it could be the case that sometimes this person takes on like too many projects or too many things, and it's almost like an advice to them. Although I know like they're not watching this, you're watching this, but maybe you can tell them that it is important for them to also make sure that they they take enough time for like a break, or for relaxing. Maybe this person sometimes forgets to do that because they have so much that they need to like take care of or do. So this could be a little, I guess, suggestion here. You could be the one who tries to make them take more breaks or don't take on too much, you know. This is a very interesting message. The practice gratitude card for me is really the confirmation that I just, said. Like the whole energy in this. This person has so much gratitude when it comes to their job, their career. Although they are the one who has created this for themselves, still they are very grateful for it, and they know that, I don't know why, but I'm hearing not everyone is as fortunate. So maybe they have done a decision that a lot of people fail in, or maybe not everyone can, I'm hearing, make it. So they're very grateful of that, and they know that they're very fortunate at where they are. Yeah, that's something I'm seeing here. So yeah, my dear, this is all I'm getting when it comes to this person's career energy. So I would say let's continue. All right. So let's continue. Now let's look into your guys' relationship and let's see what we can get about that. All right, so for my beautiful pile one, not pile one, pile two, excuse me. For my beautiful pile two, what can we get about your relationship? Let's see, what do you need to know about it? Okay, the first card we have is the Emperor. We got the Queen of Wands. The Knight of Cups was about to fall. I catched it. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups. Six of Pentacles. We also have the Eight of Pentacles. Too many. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups. Nine of Cups. And we have the Hanged Man. All right, so for my beautiful pile two, at the back of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles. What do you need to know about your guys' relationship? Let's see. First of all, my dear, let me start with this. I think it was your pile that got this message right, because I just did a 1 hour reading for pile one, so yeah, I've received a lot of messages, but if I'm not wrong, in the beginning of the reading, I talked about the fact that this could be someone who likes to take things a little bit slower or by their own speed. And it's definitely coming through in your relationship as well. I feel like when it comes to your guys' relationship, you may really take your time when it comes to getting to know each other and just, I'm hearing, really enjoying the time with each other. And it is so interesting because at the same time, I'm getting so much passion coming through for you guys. So it's kind of like two completely different energies in the sense that on one hand, we have this passion which wants to be explored immediately, which is so intense and fiery and just explosive. But on the other hand, we have this very earthy and grounded energy which wants to take the time and, really take it slow. So this is very interesting. It could either be the case that maybe one of you guys is one energy, like representing one energy, and the other is more so the other one. But if it's not that, if this is not about you guys, it could be the case that in the beginning, you guys will feel all this passion and you will feel all this like explosive energy, and all the fireworks and stuff like that. But it's almost like you guys know that you have to ground it, because if you don't, it may just be a quick roller coaster and that's it. So I really feel like you guys are gonna feel like we have to first, you know, make sure that there is firm foundation, and maybe it is better to take the break, like in the sense that taking it slower than maybe our desires wants, like maybe we want to just jump into it and stuff like that. But especially I hear your future spouse saying that they don't want to rush anything. They want you guys to really do everything in a very conscious way, okay? Not just go with the passion and then lose yourselves there, but to really take the time. Let me see. And you know what's so interesting? You're going to see that your future spouse is someone who's going to be very okay. This depends on who you are, but for some of you guys, maybe you have been in relationships in the past which you weren't really quite sure whether the other person was as invested in it as you were, and maybe sometimes you questioned this. Of course, for those of you guys who have been in relationships, maybe for some of you guys you haven't, but if for those of you guys who have been in relationships and you felt like, okay, you were doing more, the other person wasn't really showing that they were that invested, or they weren't really working that hard for the relationship, or because it's like it's two people, right? It's not only one person doing everything and the other just being completely passive. Two people have to equally put energy in it. And if for some of you guys you tended to be the one who gave more or put more energy into it, showed that you are invested but the other didn't really that much. One thing you may like about your future spouse is that they will not come short when it comes to showing you how serious they are about you. And I feel like they will express this through a lot of different ways, especially when it comes to their love language. Their love language will play a huge role here. I'm getting two things when it comes to their love language. First of all, this could be someone who likes to show how much they care about someone through their action. So they may not say so much that they love you, but they will show you through what they do. And maybe this is something you love, because maybe some of you guys, you have been with people who talked a lot and talked big. However, they didn't really do what they were preaching, and they didn't really put the actions into their words. So in that case, this is definitely something that is going to be such a beautiful difference. And another thing I'm receiving is that another love language could also be gift giving. Maybe this is someone that for some of you guys, you also enjoy this very, very much, and you love it when they do that. No matter if you guys have had a relationship before or not, I really feel like there is a lot about this relationship which is going to be very different. This relationship feels like this new chapter in your life. It's almost like with this relationship, you can start a new beginning, maybe a much needed new beginning, not only about your love life, but in life in general. It's kind of like with them, you can start a new chapter. a very serious chapter in which you can take things to the next level. Maybe for some of you guys, you want to get married very, very badly, and the right person, they could have not been there. And you've maybe waited for a very long time to meet this right person. And with this energy, it's kind of like finally they're there. Finally, I have met the right person for me. That's what I heard. Another thing I would like to mention when it comes to you guys' relationship, I'm wondering whether this is something you like or not, but this person is very romantic, and this is also going to be a very romantic connection. Like, literally, I see you guys doing a lot of things which could even be a little bit cheesy. So, yeah, I guess, maybe you like it, maybe you don't like it, but this person loves to express themselves like that as well. They may plan like candlelight dinners or romantic, like dinners in the park. There's just something very romantic, like romantic about them and about this connection. But I do feel like for the majority of you guys, you're gonna appreciate it because once again, it shows how invested they are, and it shows that they are putting a lot of effort into this. And this is something that, yeah, you guys may really enjoy. This is the kind of connection which you guys can like genuinely mm, like come out of yourselves. I really feel like you feel so safe with this person that you feel like, okay, I can show who I am, I can express myself, and I'm being accepted for who I am. So why is this message coming through? Maybe some of you guys, you at times felt like you weren't accepted or you weren't really appreciated for some reason. And there is something about your future spouse, like really appreciating what you do for them. So, yeah, I don't know, maybe sometimes you guys, you do a lot, not only for like a romantic partner, but like generally speaking. Maybe you're someone who does a lot for other people, and yeah, maybe sometimes you don't really feel that appreciated or that seen for how much effort you put into stuff, how much you do for others. And I feel like it's gonna mean so much for you when you see that they are so grateful. And once again, you guys, the gratitude is coming through. They're so grateful for having you, and they're so grateful for all the things that you do for them. Your future spouse doesn't take it lightly or doesn't take it for granted. This is such a random message, but I'm also seeing that when it comes to you guys' relationship, you will spend a lot of money for experiences, okay, for memories. For example, maybe traveling to certain places to have romantic experiences, or maybe together starting a hobby, but for some reason, I'm seeing that I'm getting this message. Another thing I would like to mention is that I feel like your future spouse will open you up to something that is gonna be a huge thing for you. Now, for some of you guys, if you're watching this and you have not been intimate before with someone, then it could be the case that they will open you up when it comes to that area of your life. If this doesn't resonate with you, there's, what else could that be? Give me a moment. Let me see. Yeah, it's kind of like they will show you a new world. If for some of you guys you haven't really been around, like you haven't traveled much, and maybe you have this desire to see the world or to see certain places, it could be the case that they will introduce you to a lot of new places, and this is going to be such a beautiful expansion for you. Somehow your future spouse will, yeah, somehow they will help you, or not help you, but like together you will explore so much beautiful things that maybe you right now haven't experienced that much. Let me see. For my beautiful pile 2, what else can we get? Yeah, for some of you guys, it could have a lot to do with the passionate side of your relationship. Now, for some of you guys, as I said, maybe you are not experienced at all. For others, if you are experienced still, there could be certain levels to that. Maybe your future spouse is going to introduce something to you that is really going to make you expand your horizon even more when it comes to that area of your life, you know? A little bit of an adventurous energy, I guess, coming through here. Ah, totally forget this one. Let's see what else. Too many, too many. And we have the Strength card. With this card being here, I'm receiving a very interesting message. I feel like you and your future spouse, okay, this is exactly how it came through. You guys are going to be such a strong support for each other. You're going to give each other so much strength, and you can always count on each other. You always know that no matter what, you have your spouse, and they will support you, they will give you strength, they will be at your side. And I'm hearing this is something that for some of you guys could be one of the most important things when it comes to a potential connection. So this is all I'm getting, my dear, for your relationship. So let's go to the next one, which is all about your candle wax reading. So I will pause this video for a second because I want to darken the room and set everything up. So yeah, let's start with the candle wax reading. Hey pal 2, welcome to your candle wax reading. Now my dear, let's see what extra messages do we have for you when it comes to you and your future spouse. As you can see, my dear, I've prepared everything, and yeah, I hope you like the dark setting. It's gonna get a little bit brighter in a minute when we start with the candle wax reading. As always, I also took a moment to meditate a little bit because that's very important for me as well when I do candle wax readings. But yeah, let's start, my dear. Let's start. Let me get you your candle. All right. As always, my dear, please give me a moment. Please give me a moment to tune into the energies in here for my beautiful pile 2. What extra messages do we have for you when it comes to you and your future spouse, your connection, anything that you're meant to know? The first thing that I'm receiving is that this is gonna be one of those connections in which you guys are gonna grow so much with each other. And of course, any relationship of any form, there's always something to learn and to grow because every experience makes us grow. However, what I mean by that is something else. I really feel like, my dear pile 2, it's almost like there are certain lessons that you're gonna learn with your future spouse, and you are meant to learn them together or to experience them together. And the growth that you're gonna have is incredible. I don't know why I'm hearing that. For some of you guys, it could be the case that there's some kind of like soul contract going on, that before you came into this lifetime, you actually chose to experience those things with that person, to grow like this together. Wow. Wow. Okay, so we went from 0 to 100 very quickly, I see. Yeah, definitely. There's something about that here. I feel like your future spouse will teach you a lot about yourself. Now let me explain what I mean. It's kind of like you will come closer to yourself. They will encourage that. I feel like your future spouse is someone who is very encouraging, very sweet. They are very positive. They are the kind of person who encourages you, or who makes you look at yourself the most positive way. There are some people who put us down, but then some people who lift us up. Your future spouse is the second one. Your future spouse is someone who lifts people up, and I don't know why I'm getting the message that somehow they will support you when it comes to reconnecting to yourself. This is such a random message, but this person will also help you or support you when it comes to doing a lot of self-care. You're really nurturing yourself, so maybe this person will give you a lot of space when it comes to taking care of you. And you definitely feel very free in this connection, and you feel like you can nurture yourself. You're not giving up yourself for a relationship. It's actually the complete opposite. You have so much freedom to explore who you are, and they support you nurturing yourself. Take it how it resonates, but for some of you guys, you could even have children with each other. But of course, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If for those of you guys who would like to have children, if this resonates, then what I'm seeing is that I see such a sweet family life with each other. Like such a beautiful family life. You and your future spouse, you're gonna do so much that you can raise your children in a good environment. You want to give them all. That's something I'm hearing. This is so sweet. You could also be the couple who like hosts a lot of things. So for example, maybe you host I don't know, like brunch. Like you invite a lot of people over. I see that. I feel like your family house, your family home will be pretty like vivid. Not to say that you guys don't have any space for yourselves or you can't relax, of course. But I feel like you love to connect with family, and there is love interaction there. A lot of coming together with friends, with family, basically your loved ones. Yeah, this is a family oriented person. I feel like no matter how old they are, it could even be the case that they are supporting their family or their parents at least, because this is the kind of person who feels so connected and so close to their family. They always feel responsible for the people that they love and care about. So they always try to improve the life of people that they love, which of course is something that a lot of people feel like, right? Everyone wants to see their loved ones doing well, but I feel like this person, your future spouse, like they actively do a lot of things to support that. So let me give you guys an example. It could be the case that your future spouse, for example, supports their family financially or their parents, or they do certain things for them. Their family can definitely always count on this person. And this is something you're going to see within your future spouse as well, that they are such a family person. You can always count on them no matter what. This person would do anything for their family and the people they love. I'm also getting a message that if you have a bad day or there is something happening, this person would do so many things to cheer you up. They love that, you know. And I'm literally seeing you laughing in response. So they're pretty good at this. Even if you're having such a rough day, they still manage to make you laugh. They still can make you feel lighthearted. And this could be a quality that is so important to you, or at least you value very, very much. And it's really sweet. It's very warm, like heartwarming, you know? Also, I really feel like when it comes to you guys' relationship, if you guys have to go through certain changes, then with this person, it's not going to be as difficult as you may think it is. Like, if you are someone who may have a hard time with going through changes in their life, then you're going to see that having this person beside you is going to make it so much easier, or I'm hearing so much more like enjoyable going through certain changes. Because, of course, changes can sometimes make us feel insecure, right? Because we never really know what the outcome could be. But I really feel like your future spouse is someone who gives you love stability that you don't feel so insecure about. Let's say if you're going through a phase in your life in which you are maybe experiencing some kind of a change or transformation that maybe has a little bit of uncertainty in it. It's gonna be much easier for you that way with them. I just heard someone saying, I love you. That's sweet. I also feel like this is so, like, I'm getting random messages now, but I'm hearing that your friends will get along with your future spouse very, very well, and you're gonna appreciate it a lot. You're gonna see them interact, and it's gonna mean, like, it will mean a lot to you. I don't know, maybe for some, like, in the past, your friends weren't really that, or weren't really on the same page as your past partners or lovers, but with this person, I see that there is a lot of understanding and coming together and just having a good time, liking each other. Yeah, definitely you guys will get married. I know this is a future spouse reading, but like this was a message that I received. So even if this wasn't a future spouse reading, I would say now that this is the partner you will marry. I feel like you will have a very beautiful like ceremony when it comes to your wedding day. So yeah, maybe someone is watching this and you're coming from a culture in which like certain traditions are very important, and maybe you've always looked forward to experiencing those traditions or ceremonies firsthand at your wedding day. If this is the case, then yeah, this is so beautiful. I see very beautiful like decoration and just wow, your wedding day is gonna be very high vibrational. Like I see people glowing. You're gonna have a lot of people around who truly want the best for you, who genuinely want to see you happy and want to see this person happy, and who truly want to see your union and support your union. Oh my goodness, I haven't. This is interesting. I did not expect a wedding day or wedding day messages to come through. If you guys are interested in a wedding day, like reading, then let me definitely know in the comment section below. Someone could receive certain messages through birds or animals. That's another thing I'm seeing here. Maybe you associate something with them or something connected to your spirit guides or some like energy supporting you. The color blue could be significant as well. What is this about? Okay, now I'm getting really random messages, but someone could wear something blue on a date. I feel like your future spouse is going to be pretty like consistent and pretty like passionate when it comes to pursuing you. I already talked about the fact that I feel like this person is very romantic, right? And I feel like when it comes to them pursuing you, because of course they could tell it resonates, but for the majority of you guys, it's gonna be your future spouse pursuing you. And I really feel like they're gonna have like so many creative ideas as to how to go about it or how to, I'm hearing, impress you. This person has a very beautiful, playful energy, and I feel like, especially when it comes to the dating phase, this is going to be something that you will appreciate a lot or enjoy a lot when it comes to you guys' connection. That they are bringing this beautiful, playful energy that is wonderful to have in your life, especially when we are faced with some kind of challenge or difficulty in life. It is wonderful to still have a like source of playfulness around or lightheartedness around, and this is the energy that your future spouse is embodying. Like when we talk about the relationship, this is how they're coming through. Maybe your future spouse is not that playful outside of the relationship, but in the relationship, they definitely bring a lot of those energies in. Although I feel like it is something that they like to share with a lot of people, not only you. Another thing I'm receiving is that your future spouse is gonna be they're gonna be very protective of you. That's another thing. Yeah. Is there anything else? Let me think. Is there anything else? Now, this is all. I'm not receiving anything else. So, my beautiful pal, too, this is all I have for you guys today. This was a very long reading. I hope you guys had, you enjoyed this reading and you have received the messages which are meant for you. As always, my dear, thank you so much for allowing me to connect with your wonderful energy. And if you haven't, I also invite you to subscribe to the channel. If you do, don't forget to hit the bell because otherwise you may not get notified when I upload a new pick a card or candle wax reading. And of course, as always, my dear, if you would like to connect with me more on Instagram, I invite you there as well. My beautiful pal 2, take care, my dear. Hey, pal 3, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's look into who you will marry, who your future spouse is. This is gonna be a long one, so get cozy. First of all, my dear, I would like to look into your future spouse's personality and really any information we can get about who they are. And then I would like to look into their career energy and then your relationship. Any information about it is welcomed. And at the end of the reading, we will also get you a candle wax reading in which any information which is meant for you to know about your relationship, about your future spouse, anything that may be important is welcomed. So, my dear, let's start straight away. Now, please don't mind the candle wax stains. So, let's start with the personality of your future spouse or who they are, what we may need to know about them. So, for my beautiful pal 3, who will you marry? Who's your future spouse? What do you need to know about them? Let's see. Okay. Refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. All right. I'm gonna get you about 3 cards, 3 archetype cards. Oh, we have the Don Juan. Spotlights your positive, seductive qualities. Let's get you guys one last card. Okay, 1 card fell. Let me see what it is. I think it's under the table. Give me a moment. Okay, I can't see it, but I'm pretty sure a card fell. Oh no, I can't reach it. Anyways, I don't know which card it is, but I'm just gonna take another one. Okay. And we have the Addict archetype. And the last card says, helps you recognize, confront addictive behavior. All right. So, for my beautiful pile 3, who will you marry? Who's your future spouse? What do you need to know about them? First of all, I would like to start with this. This was one of the first messages I got, so let me start with that. I feel like your future spouse, there is something very humanitarian about them. Your future spouse could be someone who likes to help the community, or they may do certain work which is maybe volunteered. I feel like they are someone who loves to help others, especially people who may be a little bit forgotten, people who maybe society sometimes ignores or doesn't really give that much attention to, people who need help. And I feel like your future spouse is very empathic. They're very compassionate and they care about all people. Okay, especially those who may not have it that fortunate when it comes to the society they're living in. And this is really someone who doesn't let anyone down. Okay, let me explain what I mean by that. So let's just say, do you know those, okay, I'm just gonna give you guys an example. Let's just say there is a teacher and students, And there is a student who may not be the best one in the subject, and maybe no matter what they try, they just can't really improve, or they can't really understand what's, happening in the in class and stuff like that. There are some teachers who try everything to make even the last student, like to make them make I can't talk to make the last student understand, like teachers who genuinely want to help their students. Like some people, like some teachers may not care, but then there are teachers who want even the last student to exactly understand what's happening. They don't want to give up on the person, on the student, which may not be as maybe quick to understand the topic, or just maybe has some kind of confusion when it comes to the topic. So this is that kind of a person. They don't give up on people, even people who may I'm hearing for some reason people who may even need special treatment for some reason. But your future spouse is definitely someone who doesn't, like, they don't lose. It's kind of like they want to motivate you, and they want you to stay hopeful. I hope I can explain myself here the best way possible. Sometimes I feel like there are certain English words that I forget when I am doing readings. But basically what I'm trying to say is this is someone who doesn't want to give up on anyone. Even the one who may have it worst and maybe some people don't want to deal with, they want to help them because they know those people probably need the most help. And your future spouse may be someone who likes to volunteer. They may be someone who likes to somehow donate or help financially if they maybe don't have the time to do something actively, being there. Then maybe through the financial support, they would like to increase the quality of certain people's lives, but definitely someone very compassionate. And I feel like there are a lot of people who respect this person because they see their good nature, and they see that this is someone who they help without any expectations. This person doesn't help because they want their name to, I don't know, be written somewhere, or they would want some certain recognition. No, they're doing it because they genuinely care about people. So, yeah, this is a wonderful way to start this reading when it comes to your future spouse. Definitely, this person loves to help others. Now, another thing I would like to dive into is that I really feel like your future spouse is someone who could be very attractive. And there are definitely a lot of people who feel drawn towards them. I feel like they could have a lot of people interested in them or wanting to be with them. They just have that charm. There is really no other way to say it. Your future spouse, there is something about them which is so charming. And with the Don Juan archetype being here, there is also the seductive element coming through. So they could be a natural when it comes to that, because I don't feel like this person tries that hard, because this could actually be something that they don't even put that energy into. So maybe this is not someone who really calculates, how they have to present themselves in order to be desirable. This is not how they think. They are, like, honestly just themselves, but I feel like they are just a natural. They just have something so beautiful about themselves. Definitely physically, this person can be very beautiful, handsome, take it how it resonates. It could be the case that they are socially, like, when we look into the society they're living in, because beauty standards can, be very different from country to country, but the country they are living in, I feel like are very attractive, or people see them that way. And it could be very easy for them to, for example, be in a romantic connection because a lot of people are willing. This is something I'm seeing here as well. But this is for sure someone who I'm hearing is gonna enchant you. This is interesting. But once again, not on purpose, or it's not something they're forcing out. They are just themselves. That's it. This person could also have some kind of status, which maybe makes them a little bit attractive, or maybe it could also be connected to the message I just talked about. Maybe this person is extra attractive for a lot of people because they are someone who does a lot of good things, and it shows their good nature, and that makes them perhaps even more attractive to certain people, right? Excuse me. Yeah, this person, generally speaking, is someone who helps. I feel like they may also be the friend. I'm hearing the guide. Interesting. They could also be the friend who gets approached very often when it comes to maybe help, because this is just naturally who they are. It wouldn't surprise me at all if this person also had some kind of career in which they helped others, but of course doesn't have to be. And we're not at the career reading yet. We will go there in a minute. But just looking into their energy, in their personal life, they are so ready to help that it wouldn't surprise me if this is the kind of energy that they're also carrying when it comes to their professional life. But as I was saying, I really feel like your future spouse is someone who may help. This could be very specific because, yeah, I feel like maybe something specific that this person is very good at helping for some reason. Let me give you guys an example. Maybe they're very knowledgeable when it comes to one specific area, and when people have problems in that area, they know to approach them. And I'm talking here about their like inner circle, about their friends and stuff. Let me see. Yeah, maybe it's also connected to this person's career. Maybe this person is knowledgeable in one field, which is connected to their career, and people know that they are an expert on that field. It could be the case that this person has some kind of formal, like, uniform or so, which they have to wear, like some kind of professional wear when it comes to their job. This is definitely someone who likes to be social as well, by the way. They love to interact with others, they love exchange, communication. That's not something which drains them. This is actually something that I'm hearing makes them lit up like a Christmas tree for some reason. Where did this come from? What? Okay, it definitely makes them very energized and light up. They love to interact with others. It's what they need. And speaking of that, I really feel like your future spouse is someone who can easily form friendships, or it's easy to connect with them. Definitely because once again, they really have this charming quality, but they're also the kind of person who, in a way, like, people like them. They're likable. And when you interact with them, even for the very first time, it's easy for you. It's easy to click with them, to connect with them. It's not awkward or weird. It's very fun and exciting. That's what I heard. One trait that this person has, which people may describe them with, like for example, you may go to this person's friend and ask them, describe your future spouse in one word. They would say, or one of the first things they would say is natural. Now, what do I mean by that? This is connected to many different aspects of this person. But first of all, once again, this is someone who, when you have a conversation with them, it comes very natural. It's kind of like it is very easy to like them, and it doesn't feel forced. Like when this person has a conversation with you, you really feel like it is naturally flowing. It's not like this person is pretending to be a certain way, or they're trying to force the like topic in a certain direction or their conversation. It just feels very natural. And also when we talk about what kind of person they are, once again, very natural person. mm, there's something about, yeah, this word here, because I mean, this can mean a lot of different things. You know, for example, if someone says you are very natural, but it's kind of like, let me see. I'm also hearing that they're naturally good at a lot of things. Like they have skills, natural talents almost, that, yeah, they carry, which are looked after or in demand. Like a lot of people are very sure or are very interested in this person's skills. Yeah, let me end it here. Let's get some more information. Let's get a little bit more cards for your future spouse. Now, my dear, I would like to concentrate a little bit on your future spouse's career. Let's see what we can get about that area of their life. One card fell. Okay. All right. One more. Okay. So for my dear pal 3, what can we get about your future spouse's career, finances, their job, any information? One card fell. Oh, again. Okay, the first card we have is the 4 of Cups. The Sun turned over. All right. Too many. Knight of Swords. Queen of Swords. My goodness. Too many. The 10 of Wands. Let me make sure you guys can see all the cards. Five of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, and let's get you guys one last card. Okay, this card turned over, we have the Ace of Wands. At the back of the deck, we have the Hanged Man. So for my beautiful pile 3, what do you need to know about your future spouse's career, finances, job, stuff like that? So first of all, I would like to say that for someone, a message is coming through regarding your future spouse's work. So I talked about the fact that in the beginning of the reading, it wouldn't surprise me if your future spouse was someone who maybe offers some kind of service in which they help other people. And yeah, it's coming through. So for some of you guys, of course not everyone, but for some, I really feel like your future spouse could actually be someone who improves their clients' lives. This could be maybe financially, just an example. Let's say like a financial advisor, someone who helps people when it comes to that area of their life to be to improve their situation, and perhaps I'm hearing even become more abundant. For others of you, if it's not them helping when it comes to the area of coins, of pentacles, it can also be on a more mental level. Maybe someone who's like, let's just say, as an example, a psychologist or someone who improves the inner state of people. It's kind of like your future spouse could be someone who takes some kind of burden away from their clients, definitely improves other people's lives or helps out. So this is very interesting that we got this coming through. And I really feel like, once again, they are a natural when it comes to that, because they are naturally someone who likes to help others. So it's also very natural to them to be in a occupation or work in some kind of field in which they do the same one way or another. Now, let me tell you, your future spouse is someone who's very decisive. This person definitely has a plan. They have a plan when it comes to their money, when it comes to their finances. It would definitely not surprise me if this person, for example, has a list with things they want to invest in, let's say in the next 5 years, or just someone who seems very sure when it comes to where they're heading towards, not someone who's a little bit lost or has to find themselves first. No, this is someone who knows where the path is leading, and they're very confident in it. This is someone who's very confident in what they're doing. I do feel like this person is not where they want to be yet. They definitely have certain goals or expectations when it comes to their career, and they're not quite there yet. Even if this person right now is at a wonderful place in their career, like maybe people look at them and they want to be where they are, but this person still, they're not quite satisfied. They definitely have some kind of goal that they are very much working towards. I'm hearing hardworking as well. And it's kind of like right now they're taking the little steps which are needed towards that direction because they have a vision. This is someone who could even be a visionary when it comes to something. They are coming through with the great ideas. They could even be known for that, known for the person in the work field that, you have to ask if you want a great idea, okay, regarding a certain subject. So they are coming through once again with this natural talent for what it is that they do. I also feel like this person may soon, if they haven't, yet they will dive into a second stream of income, or maybe even a third, depending on their individual situation. But I feel like this is someone who may have multiple streams of income, and once again, coming back to their visionary, way, they may have a lot of ideas when it comes to expanding themselves, expanding their career. Maybe they have their main career, but they also would like to do something on the side, or a side hustle, something that also makes them quite a little bit of money. Or maybe one day they want to take very, very serious and make their main hustle. But I really feel like this is someone who knows where they're heading towards. And as I said, I have to repeat myself again, very confident in what they do. Let me see if there is anything else. Okay, for some of you guys, this person could also have some kind of work in which they offer a different perspective to something. Like, for example, if someone reaches out for their service, they may expand people's horizon with a certain amount of knowledge or information that maybe their client needs, or they maybe show their client a certain way of seeing something. Of course, it depends on what field this is connected to, but for some reason, this is coming through very randomly here. Let me get you guys some oracle cards. So what else do we need to know about your future spouse's career? Once again, I'm hearing they have a good reputation. Okay. So the first card we have is make time for self-love. My goodness, too many. And we have find a balance. Sorry guys, I had to stop the reading for a second. So let's look now into the oracle cards that we got when it comes to their career. So first of all, I really get a confirmation here that once again is talking about them helping people in some kind of way, almost like bringing balance back, kind of like a lawyer, maybe even for someone who has to help people, maybe bring some kind of justice or balance back into their life, whether it's financially, maybe something when it comes to their internal state. But I really feel like your future spouse, their work is definitely very impactful to others. Yeah, very impactful. In fact, for some of you guys, it could be the case that this person does life-changing things for people, and they improve people's life immensely. So this is such an interesting message, but for some of you guys, I'm hearing that your future spouse could actually also help you out with something. Maybe you are someone, like when you guys meet, there is maybe some kind of help that you need, and your future spouse could actually help you out with it, as a kind gesture. Or maybe for some of you guys, you literally take your future spouse's service. Who knows? But I do feel like you also profit off of it. Yeah, you will also profit from it, and your future spouse may, with their skills, actually also improve your life, your state. What I also find very interesting is, we have make time for self-love, but for some reason, once again, I feel like this is more so what they give to others. Like they help people have more self-love or have a better relationship to themselves even. Maybe this is not so much connected to the career, but more so the like personal help that they do. Once again, coming back to the, let's just say a friend reaches out to them. This person is very good at making you see the best of yourself, or making you see yourself in the best light. They love to encourage others for sure. They like to make you hopeful when it comes to yourself. A very beautiful energy, you guys. Because your future spouse, sometimes, okay, let me explain it that way. Some people out there, in order to feel better, they need to put other people down to feel better about their own life. Your future spouse is someone who likes or loves, yeah, this is really loves to put people on their personal like empowerment journey. They love to make people hopeful and excited about themselves or self-loving when it comes to them, and it doesn't take anything away from them, because your future spouse knows that they are, themselves, like they are self-loving, your future spouse, and they love who they are, they believe in themselves, they're very satisfied with who they are. So just because they help someone else see their greatness doesn't mean that it takes anything away from their own greatness. Does that make sense? I hope I can explain it here the best way possible. But your future spouse doesn't have to put someone down to feel good. They already feel good, and they like to also make other people feel good about themselves. This is like such a beautiful message here. And it is interesting how I genuinely feel like your future spouse is also going to be someone who will make you feel better about yourself as well. They love to encourage that in others. This could be the kind of person who may even believe in a vision that you have. Even if other people don't believe in it, this person will support you, because I'm hearing it means a lot. For a lot of people, this person's support means a lot, and this person understands that. They understand that encouraging words can mean the world for some, especially if those encouraging words are very much needed. And they like to be the one who delivers that, because it also gives them a lot of energy. As I said, this person doesn't really expect anything in return. Doing something good for someone already gives so much good positive energy back to them, and that's already enough. Wow. Your future spouse, in certain ways, is very selfless as well. I really feel like your future spouse is someone who you will appreciate a lot. Okay? You will appreciate this person's personality so much. Because it's gold. Like, something about them is so precious. Something about your future spouse is very, very raw. Or rare. Excuse me, I don't know how to pronounce that word. Like, it's not that common. Okay? That's interesting. Now, let's get a little bit more information. All right. So now, my dear, I would like to get a little bit more information about you and your future spouse's relationship. Any information about your relationship is welcomed, so let's look into it. What messages do you need to know about the relationship? Let's see. yours and your future spouse's relationship. For my beautiful pile 3. The first card we have is the Temperance card. My goodness. So we have the King of Pentacles coming through here. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. Okay. We also have the Judgment card. All right. Wow, we have the 10 of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups. Too many. Okay, one card fell. The Strength card. Nine of Cups. One last card, please. Too many, only one. Okay. And we got the 2 of Wands here. At the back of the deck, the Chariot. All right, so for my beautiful pile 3, what messages do we have for you when it comes to this relationship? First of all, let me start with this. I really feel like your future spouse is going to make it pretty clear from the beginning what kind of relationship it is that they want from you. This person doesn't play around, like they will let you know very clearly, like straightforward. They will just say it. They will not hide it away. And your future spouse is going to be someone who will let you know pretty early on that they are someone who's looking for something serious. So, and they may even say it like, I want a serious relationship. I want some kind of commitment. And I want to let you know. So, either we have the same vision when it comes to what relationship it is that we want, or maybe we're like, if it is something casual you want, then I'm out, That's the kind of person, like they will let you know. They will not pretend something. So, you feel like they want the same as you know. They will let you know what it is that is important to them. And as I said, definitely they're looking for a commitment, a serious commitment. So if you're going to be someone who is looking for the same, then you guys can definitely match on that. Like you guys can definitely understand each other. And I do feel like at the time when you will meet your future spouse, you will be also looking for something serious. It doesn't feel like casual energy. No. You will also, like, it's kind of like you guys have the same vision. It wouldn't surprise me if, for example, let's just say you guys are talking about where you will be 5 years from now. You guys could actually come up with the same things or very similar aspects or visions. And this is something you guys will definitely discover from the beginning. And that's kind of the foundation. The foundation of your relationship is going to be this serious energy or commitment from the beginning here. And it doesn't feel like, okay, let's start it off casually and let's see where it will lead. No, this is, let's come together, let's take it serious. If we match, if we like each other, if we want the same things, then we can go for the commitment basically. So a lot of like security. Your relationship is very secure. And I feel like your communication is very transparent as well. Your future spouse is definitely someone who's very honest, and you could also be someone who is very honest or doesn't really hold back. You will let them know, and this is definitely something that they appreciate much because they love that, you know? They love to be honest, and they also like to have a honest partner. For some reason, I am receiving a message that it could be the case that in the past they were with a partner who wasn't that honest. So, this is something which is very important for them now. Okay, I'm getting a very interesting message. I'm hearing that a lot of people will actually celebrate your union. I mean, maybe literally in the fact that, of course, you will maybe have some kind of a celebration, right? Such as a formal wedding. But there is more to it. I feel like a lot of people are genuinely going to be happy to see you guys together. A lot of people want to see your union, like they encourage that. This is such a random message, but well, that's what I'm seeing. A lot of people, they will be very supportive of your guys' relationship. And let me tell you, this is going to be one of those relationships which makes you like step out of your comfort zone, but in a very positive way. It's kind of like your future spouse is going to be someone who will lead you out of your comfort zone, but it will not feel scary, it will feel exciting because you're gonna feel very secure with your future spouse. So whatever uncertainty comes with leaving your comfort zone, you're gonna know that you can count on their support. Does that make sense? I hope so. Like, I'm trying to explain it the best way possible, but your future spouse, you can really count on them. And it's kind of like scary situations or situations which may normally be a little bit uncomfortable for you with your future spouse on your side, or excuse me, at your side. It's actually gonna feel more so exciting than insecure. Your future spouse is someone who's also very grounded. Like, there's someone who likes to give security to their loved ones, you know? And you're going to experience security for sure in this relationship as well. In fact, security could be one of the most significant aspects of your guys' relationship. And this is the kind of relationship in which, although you are in a commitment, although of course you are in a relationship in which, you know, compromises may be needed, or certain things that you guys need to come together on, but still, you will feel very free. It's not one of those relationships in which you feel like drained or trapped or small. In fact, you will feel once again very empowered and very free as well. This is one of those relationships which could actually be a lifelong partnership, okay? I see that this relationship can become very, very successful. Like, your future spouse could be your lifelong partner. I see that you and your future spouse, when it comes to your guys' relationship, you're also very adventurous. Like, I see you gathering a lot of memories. It's kind of like you guys are fishing for memories, or you're looking for great memories to, yeah, create. And you could be that couple who, for example, like, let's just say your family or your friends hear that you go to the most mind-blowing places, like you visit the the most mind-blowing I don't know, like countries or cities, or you have incredible experiences. Maybe you guys gonna dive into certain activities that not a lot of people do. So it's kind of like you are the couple who makes the most memorable maybe pictures or creates the most incredible stories. There's something about that here. If some of you guys want to have children, you may be the kind of parents who will, talk to your children and tell all the things you've done together, and you may have incredible stories to tell. This is such a random message, but it's so sweet. Like, I can literally see a child almost like laughing because all the stories that their parents are telling, it kind of encourages also a child to dream or to allow their mind to wander, and their imagination. It's very exciting. Yeah, so for some of you guys, you may even have children, but of course, as always, take it how it resonates, because not everyone may want to have it. So keep in mind, this is a general reading. But let me get you some oracle cards as well. So let's see for my beautiful pile 3. What else can we get about your guys' relationship? Let's see. Okay, the first card we have is peace. Interesting. One more. And we got spirit guide. Wow. Okay. At the back of the deck, we have reconciliation. So this is just for some, not for everyone, but maybe someone watching this. You may actually reconcile with your future spouse, with the person who will become your future spouse. Maybe there's some kind of separation or no contact, but of course, take it how it resonates for the minority of you guys. For others, I feel like you haven't met this person, but still, it may be significant to someone, so I want to talk about it here. Okay, so let's look into more information regarding your relationship, right? So, my dear, what I'm getting here is that the peace card is actually one of the most beautiful cards to get when it comes to this reading, or when it comes to this particular aspect of the reading, which is all about the relationship. Because, of course, it gives us the impression or the energy of this being a very peaceful relationship, which doesn't surprise me because, as I said, you guys, maybe for some of you, you want to be in a relationship, but at the same time, you're scared of being like suffocated, or you're scared of losing yourself in the relationship, maybe certain freedoms that you have. You don't want to give up on them. And what I find very interesting is that this is really the confirmation. I really feel like, also look at that. We have birds here, like white birds. And for me, personally, they are like a symbol of freedom. And this is definitely something that you will experience in this relationship. It will feel free. You will not feel trapped. And as I was saying, the peace card, it's so beautiful because I really feel like this union is very peaceful. You know what's the most beautiful, or one of the most beautiful things in a partnership, when our partner gives us a certain amount of peace, right? Like, that's one of the most important, one of the most beautiful things, because yeah, it's just so, wow. I heard it's so fulfilling when we have a partner in our life that makes us feel this way. I really feel like this is going to be one of those relationships in which both of you guys genuinely don't want to bring drama into the relationship. You want peace, you don't want drama. And it's kind of like you would not, or you would never on purpose bring drama into your space. This is not who you are, and this is not who your future spouse is. None of you guys really seems to, yeah, want those things. You value the peace, you value the harmony in the space at home and within your relationship. This is what makes you feel fulfilled, not some drama, you know? And this is something others will also see. I mean, I talked about the fact that people are going to be very encouraging when it comes to your guys' union. Maybe a reason for that is because people are going to see that you guys are truly, genuinely good for each other. You know, like the kind of energy you guys share with each other, it genuinely is so. Once again, I'm hearing fulfilling. Like when it comes to the aspect of your relationship, definitely two words are really coming through. One is freedom and the other is fulfilling. With the spirit guide being here, what I'm hearing is that it's almost like, okay, it feels like your spirit guides are guiding you towards this person, or it's almost like there is some spiritual or divine like inter connection here, you know, like the divine, the energies are also playing a role here. So maybe this is important for someone to hear. It could even be the case that we have some spiritual connections going on here for pal 3. But I really feel like the spirit world is actually supporting this and maybe initiating certain things that can make you meet this person, or that make this relationship go to the next level. But yeah, could definitely be some kind of spiritual union. Now, my dear, I would say let's start with the candle wax reading. I will stop the reading for a second because I want to darken the room a little bit. So I will see you guys in a few seconds. So let's start with your candle wax reading and let's see what extra messages can we also get for you when it comes to who you will marry, who is your future spouse. Hey pal 3, welcome to your candle wax reading. So everything is prepared. I hope you like the little starlights. So my dear, I also meditated a little bit for you guys because this is something I like to do before candle wax reading. So I also took some minutes and did that. So my dear, I would say let's start straight away with your candle wax reading. Let me get you your candle and let's see what extra messages do we have for you when it comes to you and your future spouse. What is it that you need to know perhaps, which may be important? So my dear, as always, please give me a moment. Please give me a moment to tune into the energies in here for my beautiful pile 3. What do you need to know? Let's see, let's see. Okay, this is a very interesting message. I'm hearing if some of you guys have problems with going on a date. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. For example, let's just say perhaps, okay, this is just an example, take it how it resonates. Maybe someone hasn't been in a relationship for quite some time. And maybe when you get asked out by your future spouse first, maybe, no, okay, I'm gonna take it back. That's how it goes. Let's just say before you meet your future spouse, you've been single for quite some time. And if people ask you out, maybe you don't really want to go. Maybe you just, you're a little bit resistant. Now, what the message was is that even if you are like this, even if you may not be very open to dating at the time you guys will meet or go on a date specifically for someone, I'm hearing that with your future spouse, it's going to be very effortless. Even if maybe it is sometimes a little bit difficult for you to open up in front of a potential partner with your future spouse, once again, keyword, it's gonna come natural. It's something which will come easy. The same with the date example. Maybe it's a little bit difficult for some of you guys to just go on a date because maybe you have some kind of resistance towards doing that. Maybe you're not quite sure when someone asks you out and you may sometimes decline it, but with your future spouse, you're gonna be pretty sure. I'm hearing I want to go on a date with them. This is what I heard. So that's an interesting message. So let's see what else we have for you guys. Okay, if some of you guys, we got the reconciliation card, right? If someone right now is somehow a little bit separated or there is some kind of restriction between you and your future spouse, then I'm seeing that there will be an opportunity for you guys to rebuild the connection. And of course, because you're like this is about your future spouse, right? So obviously you will marry them, so there has to be some kind of moment in which you guys can reconcile. And if there was some misunderstanding, for example, to talk about it, right, and clear everything up. So this is something I'm seeing for some of you guys. Now, for those of you guys who don't have someone right now in their life, I really strongly feel that this is someone who you haven't met yet for the majority of you guys. And I feel like when this person comes through, it's kind of like a lot of things are going to be much easier. Okay, this makes sense with the first message as well that I talked about, right? With the maybe some of you guys, it's difficult for you to say yes to a date, but with your future spouse, it's going to be easy to say yes and go to the date. It is much more than that. I feel like your future spouse, which is very interesting. For some of you guys, your future spouse could actually come into your life at the time in which love may not be the highest priority, or maybe you're not actively looking for love. But still, even though your focus may not be completely on your love life, still you're going to be pretty receptive when it comes to them. And even though you may have rejected other people who reached out to you and were interested in you, you won't do it with your future spouse, because it's kind of like you guys may have this inner knowing that this is someone who could actually become someone very significant, or someone who could actually be a great match for you. So it's kind of like you want to give it a try. I also received the message, if you remember, that there was like the spirit guide aspect, that perhaps for some of you guys, this in fact is a spiritual connection that is being divinely guided. If this is the case, then of course this could also influence the meeting. This could also influence why you're not resisting your future spouse that much in comparison to maybe other people who reach out to you. As I said, maybe you say no to dates at the time, but to your future spouse you will say yes when they ask you out. Maybe a reason for that is because you can kind of feel your future spouse being who they are, or you can feel this person being someone significant for you. Maybe you will be pretty aware of the spiritual connection. I don't know how intuitive you guys are or how much messages you may get, but for some, if you are open to that, especially also because we got the spirit guide card coming through, right, when we were talking about your relationship, maybe you guys are deeply connected with your spirit guides. So maybe this was also the reason why the card came out in the first place, because you're aware that your spirit guides are bringing you together. So they may play a role here. For some of you guys, you may actually be aware of this relationship already in a way. Maybe you're already receiving messages. So, yeah, we may have gotten some messages today which were maybe not a surprise to you. Maybe you're already kind of aware of who your future spouse is. So maybe some of the messages were just a confirmation in a way. I also would like to say that I'm seeing a pregnant woman. So, of course, take it how it resonates. But for someone here, yeah, definitely I see pregnancy. Also, your future spouse could be someone who is recognized for something. That's another message I'm receiving. One of the first impressions you're gonna have of your future spouse. Okay, I'm hearing their piercing eyes. Like there's something about their eyes which is gonna be really expressive and which will lead an like impression on you in a very positive way. It's kind of like their eyes make you feel something. Perhaps their eyes are very attractive to you, so it will be one of the first things you will notice on them and you will like about them, is what I'm hearing. Okay, if this is a spiritual connection for someone, then I'm hearing that this is not your first lifetime together. In fact, your love life, um, your relationship runs much deeper. You could have been lovers in multiple lifetimes. Another message I'm receiving is that there are gonna be some values. In fact, it could be the most important values for you when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to your life. And you're gonna see that your future spouse shares those values. And I'm really talking about your top values. So, I don't know, let's just take the relationship for an example. Maybe there are certain things which are incredibly important to you when it comes to that. And you're gonna see that you and your future spouse, you see eye to eye. You have a similar vision when it comes to that. I mean, I think we got this message during the reading already, right? But it's kind of like the way it's coming through in the candle wax reading, it's much deeper. It doesn't only have to be connected to your relationship, it can be certain things that you really want to have in life or create in life. You guys are going to see that you're really similar on that level. Even if you're very different on maybe a certain level, still you will connect when it comes to that, and it will really be, I'm hearing what's gonna hold you together, or what's gonna, mm, what's the right word? Bring you closer, I guess. I mean, I talked about the fact that you guys may have the same desires when it comes to what kind of a relationship it is that you want. So your future spouse came through with this commitment energy. So maybe it starts there. Maybe you guys want the same in a relationship. Maybe you want a long term commitment, a lifelong commitment, and stuff like that. And there is love understanding when you share those aspects with each other, because you're gonna understand, okay, yeah, this person is someone who actually matches me very, very well because we want the same and we understand each other's. I'm hearing perspective. This is such a random message, but the color green could be significant to someone. For some of you guys, when you meet this person for the very first time, they could wear certain like earthy colors or darker colors as well. Them, not you, them. The numbers 4, 6, 1, and 9 could be important for some reason. Okay. Yeah, this is all I'm getting, my dear pile 3. I am not getting anything else. So, my dear, this was your very long reading. I hope that you received the messages that you were seeking and that, yeah, you enjoyed the reading. As always, my dear, please feel free to let me know how you feel about this reading. And if you haven't, I also invite you to subscribe to the channel. If you do, don't forget to hit the bell because otherwise you may not get notified when I upload a new pick a card or candle wax reading. And of course, my dear, if you would like to join me on Instagram as well, you can feel free to, yeah, come there. So, my dear pal 3, thank you so, so much for allowing me to connect with your energy, and I'm sending you lots of love. Take care, my dear.